Some people, a lot I suspect, define budgeting as I'm tracking my spending. And I guarantee you the people who claim they're tracking their spending are just like making a mental note. Oh, I spent $25 on groceries today. I'll just file that away in my memory. They're not writing it down. They're not making sure that of how much they have left to spend. They're just doing mental math as they go along. I used to do the same thing and then wonder at the end of the month where all of my money went. Duh. Good morning, Gen X fam, and all those who want to learn from our wisdom. Welcome back to my continuing series on Dare to be Different in December. What do I mean by that? I mean break away from the pack. Don't do what other people do with their money. 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. But this country has more financial advice pouring into the atmosphere than any other country on the planet. We make more than any other country per person on the planet. So why are we struggling living paycheck to paycheck? Well, one of the reasons could be that you are not being intentional about your spending. Now, when I say being intentional about your spending, that is different from the definition that other people have, because they say, well, I budget. As a matter of fact, when I was doing research on this, I was shocked at this statistic. 71 to 86% of Americans, depending on how you view this definition, claim they budget. But here's the difference. Some people, a lot I suspect, define budgeting as I'm tracking my spending. And I guarantee you the people who claim they're tracking their spending are just like making a mental note. Oh, I spent $25 on groceries today. I'll just file that away in my memory. They're not writing it down. They're not making sure that of how much they have left to spend. They're just doing mental math as they go along. I used to do the same thing and then wonder at the end of the month where all of my money went. Duh. You're not a computer. You can't remember every statistic. So why would you think you can remember every spending category you have in the course of a month? And then the interesting thing that's even further, which makes me wonder, well, if all of these people are claiming they're budgeting, if all of this information is out there, if we're making so much more money than the rest of the world, why 2/3 of people living paycheck to paycheck? Well, the interesting thing is out of the 71 to 86% of people who claim they budget, only 25% follow it consistently. So how do you follow it consistently and not be like the 75%, the majority? How do you dare to be different as far as your spending is concerned? Well, my rule is my 70-10-10-10 plan, where you live on 70% of your net income, everything. Housing, food, debt payments, giving, 70%. And then you take the 30% that's left over and you break it down into 3 sets of 10. 10% to savings, 10% to investing, and 10% to your debt snowball, which I speak about extensively, to accelerate the payment of your debt and becoming debt free. Now, once you do that, you get on my intentional spending plan worksheet, which shows you exactly what percentage of your money is being spent on fixed living expenses, what's being spent on housing, all of this stuff. It allows you to plan, track, and follow through on the plan. When you can do those 3 things, plan, track, and follow through, now you're being intentional about your spending. So, if you want to dare to be different, be intentional about your spending. And if you want advice and help on that, you can contact me through my website at intentionalmoneysolutions.com. Schedule time on my calendar with me. I'm here to help. All right, guys. That's it for today. I'll be back again tomorrow with another fun tip on how you can dare to be different about your money in December. All right, that's it. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon.